Hey, welcome back to the Big Ranch Show. Thank you for joining me. Yesterday, yesterday was a terrible day, a dark day here in America. In my 41 years of life, I have never seen such a pathetic and foolhardy attack on the fabric of this country. Sitting here today, I am still filled with rage for the fact that somebody had the nerve, the audacity to attack my nation. And people can call it what they want: a riot, a coup, an insurrection, because it's all of those things. It was a terrorist attack on the people's house. Not from some foreign enemy, but by domestic terrorists. Plain and simple. The fact is that it was incited by one man, and one man only. They can blame Ted Cruz, they can blame Mr. Hawley all they want. But the man who stood there at that podium, at that rally yesterday afternoon, who told his supporters to go to the Capitol and stop what was going on, he is the one to blame. Donald Trump needs to be removed from office. The 25th Amendment needs to be enacted immediately. Period. Plain and simple. Donald Trump needs to be removed from office immediately. As I have said for years, at least the last 3.5 years, Donald Trump is a clear and present danger to our republic. And some people may think that's too strong, but it's a fact. After what he pulled yesterday, it is a fact that he is a threat to our national sovereignty. I don't like Mike Pence. I think he's a terrible, terrible person. But you know what? At the end of the day, I know for a fact that he loves America. I think that's one of the only things that kept Donald Trump even halfway sane the last 4 years. And yesterday he had the balls to stand up and say, no, we're not doing this. The fact is, the whole mess was started on lies given to you by Donald Trump. Somebody who has lied over 30,000 times since taking office. I don't understand how any of you out there can support Donald Trump. I tried giving the man a chance. I gave him 6 months before he started trying to kill people. Before he tried to incite a war with North Korea. I gave him a chance. And then he ripped people's health care away. Or tried to, anyway. If it wasn't for John McCain, what would have happened? If it wouldn't have been for John McCain having a soul, unlike any other Republican at the time, we would have had 20 million Americans would have had their health care just ripped away. Now let's think about what happened yesterday. Not a damn thing was really done about these people invading the people's house. Nothing. Yeah, they say some 50 people were arrested. That's great. But there were thousands of people invading the people's house, breaching security, breaking stuff, and stealing from the people. If you don't see that as a problem, you probably don't like my content. This was an attempt at a fascist coup of our government, of everything that we hold dear. All of the people that were involved yesterday spit on our Constitution and spit on every single man and woman who have ever served our militaries to protect our freedoms. These are the police are God's protect the police at all cost crowd. They were even waving thin blue line flags. Yet they were attacking police officers. Somewhere between 15 to 20 officers were injured yesterday. Moral high ground, my ass. Now let's talk about the inaction, though. The fact that nothing was done except for a few arrests. In Portland over the summer, what happened? Mr. Trump sending his thugs to Portland to attack people who were protesting for the lives of black people who were just being gunned down for no reason by police a number of times. And then you had Floyd, who was freaking choked out in the street by a man who put his knee on his neck. And these people were protesting the inhumane treatment of black Americans. And Trump sent in his thugs that attacked them. I don't care what stories you heard from the right-wing media. These jackbooted thugs of Donald Trump's went to Portland with the goal to attack peaceful protesters and provoke them into fighting back. But in this instance, it was Trump's protesters, Trump's rioters, Trump's insurrection conspirators who attacked a federal building. Isn't it interesting how it turns out that the reason nothing was done and why there was no police presence was the fact that they were scared that there would be more violence. That's what they were advised by the government. Funny how that wasn't followed during the that wasn't given during the summer. Don't you think that's kind of odd? So I don't know where we go from here. I don't know what's next. But I do believe that the 25th Amendment should be enacted right now. And that Donald Trump should be removed from office. But I do know some good stuff that happened yesterday. 2 Democrats won their seats in Florida or in Georgia. A black man won a Senate seat in Georgia. It shows you that the country is moving. That we are moving, I think, in a good direction on race. I think we have a long ways to go to get there. But the fact that Georgia did what they did this week is amazing to me. It's historic. And then, after all the chaos, at about 3 o'clock Central Time this morning, Joe Biden was confirmed as President of the United States come January 20th. There is absolutely nothing Donald Trump can do. There is nothing his little cronies can do. And there's nothing his little Mill Team 6 can do to change that. These pathetic excuses for Americans will learn that they can't just have their way. They don't always get their way. Back in November, I voted for Joe Biden. Not because I thought he was a great candidate, but because I thought he would beat Donald Trump. Because we needed Donald Trump to go. That's what we needed. We needed a new direction. We needed some sanity. And I have a lot of problems with Joe Biden. And that's what this channel will still do. This channel here will still hold Joe Biden accountable. Just as I've held Donald Trump accountable, just as I held Barack Obama accountable. But even more so with Joe Biden, because Joe Biden has a lot of beliefs I don't support. He supports fracking. I don't. Until he got pressured by Bernie Sanders, he didn't support $2,000 checks to the people, which need to happen. Joe Biden is far more conservative than I like. We needed someone like Bernie Sanders. But we got rid of a fascist. We got rid of a wannabe dictator, a wannabe strongman. Today, Joe Biden announced his pick for Attorney General, Merrick Garland. You may remember Merrick Garland. Merrick Garland was the man that Barack Obama had named as his appointee to the Supreme Court when Anthony Scalia died. Never got a vote. Well, now the Democrats have the Senate 51-50 because of the vice president. And so that means that Merrick Garland will be your next Attorney General under the Biden administration. Merrick Garland is a good man. Years and years of good reports. He's been a judge. He's a good man. A just man. So I think that'll be good. I don't know of all the people that Joe Biden has put in his cabinet, but my hope for Merrick Garland is that he will bring stability back to the Justice Department, that he will bring justice back to the Justice Department. And I hope whatever terrible rules and laws are still on the books at the DOJ after William Barr and Jeff Sessions with regards to what happened at the border with thousands of children that were ripped away from their parents for seeking asylum, coming here legally. Hopefully that all changes. It goes back to, I'm hoping at least goes back to what we saw under the Barack Obama administration, where parents were only separated from their kids for things like court dates, and generally for no more than 72 hours. Not kidnapped and then lost. If I recall, the Trump administration lost some 1,500 kids. They have no clue where they went or where they sent them. You got 500 kids left that have not been reintroduced to their families. I hope that changes. Under the Obama administration, yes, things happened. Kids were separated at times. And those cages were built under his administration. But we have to also look at why they were built under his administration. Because right around 2012, that's when apparently word got out that unaccompanied minors could stay, that they had to be allowed to stay here until either their family could be located, or they could be, or they could have, be placed somewhere here. And so in 2012, right around 2011, 2012, we had a huge influx of unaccompanied minors, and they had nowhere to put them. The Obama administration tried to bus them to different places in the country, stopped at every turn by Republican interference and by locals protesting with this not in my backyard mentality. So some of these cages were built for temporary holding. Not for what they're being used for today. Not for permanent holding cells. Not kids stacked one on top of another. Under the Obama administration, kids were separated some 100 to 200 times. That's 100 to 200 times too many. but the kids couldn't go to the court. So I'm not trying to make excuses. It was evil. It was terrible that they were put in these cages to begin with. But there's a lot going there besides just one man. Obama accepted these people in and did what he could with the influx that we had. He wasn't playing games with people's lives down the border. And I don't think Joe Biden will do it either. And my biggest concern with Joe Biden is maybe getting entangled in another war. Because I don't believe he is anti-war. I don't believe he really sees it as a last-ditch effort. I don't think he is that kind of person. I think he's probably a little more pro-war than most liberals would want. But at the same time, there's nothing much else you can do. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't think he will get us into a nuclear war. I don't think he will do all sorts of terrible things to the American public. But if you've been concerned, you've been fearful about the future, what's going on in this country, or if you're worried, scared, what have you, all I can say is just keep your head up, keep trying, keep pushing forward, and hopefully under a Biden administration, things will look up. Hopefully things will get better. Now the next 2 weeks could be a bit dicey, could be a bit rough, especially if they don't remove Donald Trump. But I believe things will get better. I believe things will progress and we will be okay. But at the moment, things are what they are. But my thing is keep the faith, keep your head up. Our republic and our American people are far more important and far bigger than Donald Trump. Anyways, y'all have a great day. I'll see you down the road. Let me know in the comments what you think about the longer videos. And I'll see you down the road.